Hi, this is Phil Hinton and welcome back to part 3 of our coverage from Pioneer's 2008 product launch. In this episode, Jim Catcheside explains the new Blu-ray players and amplifiers due from the company this year.
Well, as you know, up until now we've had the BDP-LX70 and that was replaced with the 70A, a Profile 1 machine. Later this year, unfortunately not until August as well, we'll have the BDP-LX71A. A wealth of new features on it. We've actually incorporated new video software within it, and I've seen demonstrations of that with improvements in video performance, which again was very impressive because the 70A was regarded as one of the best Blu-ray players on the market. So to again do better was quite an achievement. And arguably the machine will be cheaper, although having said that, it still won't be the cheapest on the market. It's a premium product. You're going to be looking at about £550 for that model. It will be Profile 1.1, and of course with all the features you'd expect from a Blu-ray player at that level of the market. We'll also, a little bit later in the year, offer a lifestyle product, the BDP-LX08. That will be offered together with a new system that we're introducing, so a combined system, if you like, AV system, at about £1,300. But it'll also be sold separately as a standalone Blu-ray player. Now, I'm quite excited by that model because it's very sleek, slim design, very good looking. It's really going to complement the new look of the media receivers on the plasmas later in the year, and indeed our recorders and our AV amplifiers as well. Then to cap it off at the end of the year, probably as we get towards Christmas, November time, we'll finish off the lineup with the BDP-LX91, which will be our flagship reference Blu-ray player. We're already promising to use the state-of-the-art componentry, including audio DACs, probably from Wolfson, and video DACs as well, in the new model. We're looking at air tuning that product. We've already released, for example, this year with the Blu-ray players, and one of the first to do so in the industry. We'd always had a jitter reduction system, so that the amplifier could clock the transport via iLink, via the DV connector that we used. And that was called PQLS, Pioneer Quartz Lock System. And it reduced the jitter to almost zero. Very well measured and very well reviewed. We've now actually been able to apply the same technology or similar technology, PQLS, to the HDMI standard, because the book enables us to do that. So we'll see the first players this year that can be clocked by the amplifier to reduce jitter for audio performance. Hence, we possibly will get these products studio tuned because they're becoming more audiophile. The 91 is going to retail at about £1,500, as I say, be out in November, probably going to be an ideal complement for someone like Sasano, or interestingly, the new SCLX81, our new £1,500 amplifier that will be out later in the year as well.
So let's talk a little bit about the LX81. It's a beautiful looking amplifier, and I understand it's just one down from the Sasano.
It's a little bit further than one, because Sasano is going to retail at about probably between £4,500 and £5,000, to be fair. The 81 is not really a direct replacement to a model last year. It's going to retail at about £1,500. But again, it's going to share some of the technology that Sasano's got, ICE power modules, digital amplifier design. It'll also incorporate 4 HDMI ins and 2 outs, whereas you've got 6 in and 2 out on Sasano. Again, DLNA connectivity, so again you can get at music and indeed internet radio, etc. in the future from this product when it comes out. And all the video connectivity you can shake a stick at, including obviously Dolby Digital and DTS HD formats as well. So it should complement, again, particularly the BDP-LX70A, 71A rather, the new model. It should offer something new in that lineup at a new price point for us, really, at £1,500. We're tuning that actually at Air Studios next week, so again, that will be an air-tuned product. And I'm up there for a couple of days next week for the first tuning. So. Now,
let's just quickly move back onto Blu-ray. People might be wondering why your latest models are not Profile 2.0 out of the box. I understand there is a good reason behind that.
Well, I think at the moment, it's the availability of the chipsets. I mean, the 70A came out just before it needed to be Profile 1.1, to be fair. Obviously, the new 71 and the lifestyle product will be Profile 1.1. And indeed, as I've already mentioned, the 91, when it comes out later in the year, will be our first product that's Profile 2, to be fair. But it is down to availability of chipset. I think also the other question there is obviously the amount of hard disk capacity you need within the machine and memory, and indeed the features and functionality that can be offered so far for the format. And I think that will be the interesting thing to watch with it from, you know, the movie companies out there. How many of these features they actually use and what do they add to add value to that purchase? Because we saw very similar, you know, things with DVD. multi-angle and things like that weren't really used by the industry in the way that they could have been. And so far, I've seen quite a few interesting things that may be able to be done with Blu-ray, but equally I've seen some very poor ones as well. It'll be interesting to see how the movie industry adopt it and what they really actually do with it.
So I guess what you're saying is Profile 2.0 at this moment in time, it's not really the be-all and end-all. As long as it plays the movies, you've got 1.1 there, and you're getting excellent picture quality because you've got built-in DACs. You got your picture processing on board that you're going to get the best picture possible. Yeah,
I think a lot of it is obviously, again, I mean, it's this numbers thing and just, you know, another thing to feature and say that you must have on a product. Whereas at the end of the day, the feedback I get, and again, the 70A is still in very high demand, and it's only Profile 1.0, and that's because it offers fantastic video performance, fantastic audio performance. The new one will offer all that and more besides, and at nearly half the price, to be fair. And at the end of the day, most of the enthusiasts, that's what they really want, is sit down and watch a good movie. And I don't think it's until there's enough of this interactive content and enough reason to justify it and demand for it, for everybody to get so hung up and worried about it. Let's wait, I think, a few years down the line and see how much the industry have really done with it and how much it's revolutionised the industry. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against it, and I hope it is, you know, very fruitful and very exciting for the future. I just think at this moment in the time we're getting too hung up and too worried about it when it's actually not the most significant or important thing.
Well, Jim, you've got some fantastic products coming this year. We'll post all the information up on the forums for our readers, for our viewers, and thanks again for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you, and fantastic. I hope that the readers and your people on the AV forums enjoy it. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers.